Get set and go!
The Ultimate Diver Challenge is back, and Season 2 in Palm Beach County is the most action-packed season yet. Watch as teams battle in and out of the water, testing focus, strength, and endurance to prove who is the next ultimate diver and collect the grand prize. Nerves will be tested, egos shattered, patience drowned. Who has what it takes to be this year's ultimate diver? Palm Beach County, Florida. Not just known for its bountiful serene shores, white sandy beaches, or plethora of tourist destinations. These are the shores of some of the best scuba diving in the world. And this year, it's home to the newest season of Ultimate Diver Challenge. "20 individuals, 10 teams from across the country battle it out for $10,000 in cash and prizes and the title of this year's Ultimate Diver.
Welcome to Palm Beach County, Florida's Ultimate Diver Challenge. I'm your host, Jessica Trainum. Join me as we take 20 advanced scuba divers from across the country through a series of underwater challenges. Experience, professional training, agility, and technique will be put to the test to see who has the skills to become Palm Beach County's Ultimate Diver.
I'm Dave Bertrand. I'm the lead challenge designer for Ultimate Diver Challenge. My job is to design challenges to test those basic diving skills to see which diver has mastered the skills better than any other diver. We'll be testing buoyancy, navigation, underwater stress and rescue, diving endurance. All these things will be put to the test at different challenges every day. Divers are going to have to deal with low visibility, current, entanglement problems. They're all going to have to deal with these conditions under a timed event, which will add additional stress to the competition. We're here to see which divers can handle the pressure and who's going to be the next ultimate diver.
Arriving in Palm Beach County here at the Hilton Singer Island Resort, the scuba diving teams are preparing for their very first challenge. So let's pop in on the briefing.
All right, we're going to talk about the fun stuff. We're going to get into challenges. This is what everybody's been waiting for. You're going to start the challenge out on a paddleboard. You can stand or you can kneel. You cannot sit on the paddleboard. You will have your mask and your fins. So 4 divers in at a time. You paddleboard out, free dive down, you get your tanks on, and then right next to this station, there will be a rope pattern that leads you to a box made out of PVC pipe. When you get to the middle of that box, you're going to take your mask off. You will go one direction, your partner will go the other direction. So your goal is follow the right directional arrows that bring you back to this center tower. And in the meantime, you also have to be counting how many arrows that you come across. And then the judges will ask you, they will flash you like this, and then you will tell them, I think I came across 8 arrows, and they will write that number down. Then once you clear your mask, tell the judges how many arrows you came across, you'll move on to these buoyancy tubes that are right next to this challenge. Your partner will enter the top and you will enter the bottom. The person on the bottom will lift this piece of PVC pipe, and you'll notice that it has some weight. So obviously you will have to make an adjustment to compensate for the additional weight. You have to maintain buoyancy for 30 seconds without touching any of the sides. You'll be losing points every time you touch in that 30 seconds. At the end of the 30 seconds, the judge will give you the thumbs up. Then what you will do is you will reverse positions with your partner. If you are on the top, you will go to the bottom. If you're on the bottom, you will go to the top. When you're done with the second 30 seconds, basically you're ready to move on to the next portion of the challenge. We will have some safety sausages just beyond that point. You will have to inflate the safety sausage and send it to the surface. Once you inflate those sausages, we'll put a blackout mask over your mask. One of you will be the tender on a circular search pattern, and the other will be the searcher. And you will have a reel, and every 3 foot on this reel, there's a knot. In that search field, what you are looking for is our lost scuba diver. You will find, since we're in turtle country, you will be looking for our lost turtle. There will also be some other lost divers who aren't quite as big as this guy. So you'll get more points for finding this guy versus this guy. You'll get a whole lot of points if you find this little guy. But you'll be looking for these different items within this circular pattern. You will have a maximum of 10 minutes to find the items that are hid within that. In the next part, we're calling it the air transfer portion of the challenge. There will be 2 buckets, 2-gallon buckets. You will take your regular air out and you will fill up this bucket with air. Your challenge is to transfer enough air from this bucket over to this bucket. You will be using this can. There may be a couple holes in this little can that you have to deal with too. You can't cover up any holes that may be in this bucket. You'll have 5 minutes to do that. You fill this thing one time. You lose your air transferring it, sorry. When you get done with that, there will be a couple of slates that mark the beginning of a navigation trail. You will be given a bearing and you will be given a distance. Because what you're going to do is you're going to come to a field of treasure chests. Only one of them will be on the exact bearing and the exact distance. And you will find out whether you got the right one when you open it up and you see these little diamonds inside. Every time you open up a wrong treasure chest, you lose points. So once you're done with that, once you find the treasure chest with the diamonds in it, cool, you move on to the next portion, what we're calling a tube tunnel. It's a rather large 7-foot by 7-foot box, and it'll be divided up into different sections. The trouble is getting into it's going to require you to take your tank and your PC off. It's a matter of getting through that tunnel as fast as you can and out the other side. And then you're going to decide who's going to be the buddy, because one of you is going to tow the other one into shore. And then both you and your buddy need to get out of the water and touch this dive flag, which will be stuck in the sand on the shore. When both of you touch this flag, your time for challenge 1 will stop. That's challenge 1.
Hi, I'm Robbie Pygott. As a former Ultimate Dive Challenge competitor, a diver of over 30 years, and a certified scuba instructor, I'll help guide you through the series and explain what skills our judges are going to be looking for in each of the competitions and how these skills pertain to recreational scuba diving.
The Ultimate Diver Challenge is going to bring a spotlight to diver safety, preparation, procedures, and following the rules. Diving can be hazardous in the worst of times, but it can be an incredible sport to see.
So you got to be very, very careful, and if anybody is in distress for any reason, it's a good idea to call the dive.
Like any sport, scuba diving contains its set of dangers. Taking necessary safety precaution and maintaining awareness underwater is paramount. This year's competitors know from experience how important safety measures are in the sport of diving.
There's 2 things in scuba diving there's no room for, and that's peer pressure and complacency. You need to be alert, you need to be aware of yourself, your conditions, and the things that you're there to do. And scuba diving is meant to be fun, and that includes not being complacent underwater. That's when trouble happens.
The Ultimate Diver Challenge competitors are all veterans in the water. But what's the true role and importance of experience? Will those with an Ultimate Diver Challenge competition under their belt have an advantage in Palm Beach County? Or will a fresh eye on the challenge to come give the newcomers an advantage?
None of us are rookie divers. We've all been doing this more than a day.
I do this for a living. This is how I pay the bills.
There's so many different divers that I dive with that say that they're experienced, that they have far more experience than me, but I don't see it.
The ones that intimidate me a little bit maybe are the ones that have won it in the past because maybe they have a little bit more experience.
I'm in the water a lot. A lot of my experience is buoyancy control. Of course, I've done deep dives, advanced dives. I do a lot of navigation training.
I think being a veteran with Ultimate Diver Challenge, I think we do have a little bit of an advantage. I've had an opportunity to meet some of the new people that have not competed in the past.
We overheard a couple of things on their strategy, and I just don't think it's going to work. Been there, done that, not going to happen.
I'm not going to say if I'm worried about anybody, because I'm really not.
They know I'm the crazy one, so I'm out here to prove everybody that hopefully still have what it takes.
Having been here before and experienced everything, I think I'll do pretty well. I'd really like to, at least make top 5. Getting knocked out at first elimination, would be extremely disappointing.
They know a little bit what they're in for. I'm sure the challenges are different, but the fact that they have that edge and that a little bit more experience makes me slightly nervous.
I've seen the other people here. They have a lot of experience. A lot of them have a lot more experience than I do, but I think I have more heart than they do.
You don't need to be a seasoned diver. Just determination really is the only thing. I mean, being athletic helps a lot, but really just being determined and wanting to win, and people are just bred like that.
Each contestant has a unique perspective on what it takes to prevail. Some rely on physical prowess, others on mental stamina. Some have skills honed over decades, while others throw everything into the challenge at hand. And some look first and foremost to intimidate the competition.
I would have to say the competition is a little intimidated of me and Rob. Well, for one, we're very good looking. Not only that, we're in great shape.
I ate my Wheaties this morning, so it was pretty much over at that point.
I've heard other people talk about athleticism for this sport. In reality, you don't have to be a super macho person that can lift 200 pounds or somebody that can bend over backwards or do somersaults. Your athleticism, the strongest muscle you have that you need is right here.
Some of them seem like they've eaten a couple too many burgers on their way to the Ultimate Diver Challenge.
They're older, I don't think they're going to be on top of their game. They look a little bit out of shape, that's for sure.
I've been running, a little running on the treadmill to get my cardio up. I lift a couple 12-ouncers a night.
I'm a big guy, I admit that. Everybody can see that I'm a big guy. But diving underwater, after you become neutral, you're a good diver, you're a skilled diver, it's an even playing ground.
This is what you need to use. It's not this, it's not anything else, it's what's here in your mind. You have to think about it when you're diving.
Anybody that is in fit shape, that has exercised their self to get themselves in shape, more power to them. It's great for your bodies. It's great to be in healthy shape. But is it an advantage? No, not so much.
Past experience at the Ultimate Diver Challenge may go a long way, but these competitors also differ widely in age. It's the old adage of youth versus wisdom.
I have youth on my side.
I'm pushing 49, or actually I am 49, and this younger crowd, these guys that are coming in are much younger than myself.
Age is definitely not a factor for me. I'm in my prime right now.
I'm a grandmother, and I'm old, and I don't have the strength of a 20-year-old anymore.
There's a big difference in myself and Melinda's age, but I really don't think age is a factor in scuba diving at all. As long as you're a responsible diver, you make good decisions, that's all that's going to matter. And we're going to prove that it doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, that we're going to win this event.
I think that the older you are, the more wisdom. Like I said, I'm not sure Ed and I are going to be able to make it to the end, but I think a lot of that has to do with our size and not our age.
It's a fact. They're going to have to bring it if they want it. If they want to be number one this year, they're going to have to really think about what they're doing and bring it.
Competitors from the past clash with this year's newcomers and compete in some of the toughest challenges to date.
The diving is awesome here.
Coming up, contestants get a chance to explore their battlegrounds. Who has what it takes? Who has the skill? Which team has the advantage? Melinda and Derek, Team Boynton Beach. She may be a sea cougar, but just because he's younger doesn't mean they don't think they have what it takes.
I live in Palm Beach County and I dive 3 times a week, and there's people that are a part of this who live in other states and don't get to dive as much as I do. The past year I probably have anywhere between 400 and 450 dives. I joined the Army in 2005 when I got out of high school, and I was stationed at Fort Benning, Georgia the whole time in 3rd Ranger Battalion, and I went to Afghanistan 4 times and Iraq twice. This challenge, there's no way it can compare to what I've already done. My partner is Melinda Burnett, and the boat I dive on, the Dolphin Sun Dive Charters, her boyfriend is the captain of the boat, and we dive together 2 to 3 times a week.
I have been diving for about 1.5 years. The Atlantic Ocean is my backyard, so you know, I get to dive anytime I want to. Derek stands a better chance at becoming the ultimate diver, holding that title, than I do. I trust him completely. We communicate underwater very well, and you know that's a plus.
I put myself while diving in a lot more stressful situations than Lenny does, and I feel like that might hurt her in a few ways, but she's still an awesome diver, and I'm gonna have to watch out for her.
Cole and Dustin, Team Texas. These Lone Star State cousins plan to use their athleticism to take them to the end.
My name's Cole Bishop. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Conroe, Texas. I've been diving for about 3 years. Probably done about 40 dives. It's like seeing a garden, you know, just floating in a garden pretty much. I'm definitely single. I wouldn't get to do things like this and travel all over the world like I have been for the past 2 years.
We're talking about the real deal. This ain't practice.
My name's Dustin Rutherford from Conroe, Texas. I started off diving for golf balls, actually. Me and my cousin used to dive for golf balls and would sell them. Today's the first day that I've ever dove here in Palm Beach County, and I was really surprised at how much wildlife there is here. The abundance of the wildlife, I thought that you needed to go somewhere south to see the kinds of stuff that we saw today.
I don't have as much experience as he does, but I've been practicing a lot back home when he hasn't been.
What my cousin probably didn't tell you is, at home, I beat him at almost everything that we do. So I don't see why this would be any different.
Two of the most important rules with scuba diving is to always use the buddy team method and to always make sure that you plan your dive and then dive your plan. We're throwing lots of things at our divers today. We call it task loading. We're also timing them, which is encouraging them to move a little faster than they normally would in a sport that emphasizes being slow and methodical. The judges today are going to be looking to make sure that these divers are communicating really clearly with each other so that they have a calmer, more efficient dive. Have they planned their dive well enough with each other? We'll soon find out.
You're gonna, after the buoyancy challenge, you're going to have the air transfer.
Air transfer is in front of this now.
Air transfer has been moved to here.
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
I dreamed about this last night.
Yeah, I think we got to change up our strategy.
Basically, when you take your mask off to do the tower, where you're going in the different directions, if you're an even team, you start out on the top. If you're an odd team, odd number team, you start out on the bottom.
There is no safety sausage for you guys to fill up.
Okay. Oh, you took the safety sausage out?
We took the safety sausage out.
Will last-minute changes trip up and create confusion as the first group of divers take on the challenge?
What a wonderful day to be diving in Palm Beach County, huh? Sure. What do you think?
Okay. I'm not concerned about being the fastest. I'm concerned about being the most accurate. I don't want to lose any points. So if we're a little bit slower, that's okay. We'll make it up in points.
Yeah, this is what we were planning on everything being like. So I'm hoping that everything goes as smooth underwater as it does up here.
I think the first challenge will be difficult, but I don't think it's going to be any more stressful than things that we've seen before.
I'm not going to fall off this before I get to the buoy.
even if for some reason we do come in last place, I'm still gonna have fun. I'm still getting to scuba dive. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. I get to scuba dive today.
Divers, are you ready? On your mark, get set, and go.
Mounting the board with or without fins, Cole slips up. Which strategy provides an advantage?
All right, so they're just off in the water. Everybody seems to be on their knees. No one's really standing up, and it looks like Melinda's struggling just a little bit. The guys are approaching the first buoy, but it looks like Melinda's still struggling to get over there. Hopefully she can make up for it. Once she gets under the water, they can make up for their lost time.
Divers arrive to don their equipment. Cole looks like a professional and makes this task look simple. Team Texas takes the lead, with Melinda still on the surface. Derek's gentleman's side comes out as he assists Melinda. Now that's teamwork.
I struggled getting down to even get my BC on, but luckily my hero right here helped me retrieve it and get it on.
The lead for Team Texas is short-lived as they start off at the wrong station. Mask removal comes before hovering. There are no arrows to count in the buoyancy chamber. Cole is losing time. Their sense of direction is a bit off course. Derek and Melinda have no better luck, also finding the wrong starting point, but quickly getting turned around. Now they have it, but Melinda hasn't removed her mask and is counting the arrows with her mask on. This is a violation. Derek, starting at the right point, demonstrates the correct execution. Cole, Team Texas, is also back on track. The task: remove the mask, count the arrows along the line, and report the number to the judge. Melinda has failed to remove her mask and will not score. Cole makes another mistake. He's only supposed to count one side, but he's now going down the other side. His count will be off. Tech divers Jimmy Foltz and Rob Dysert from Columbus, Ohio have come to Palm Beach County primed to compete. They believe their extensive technical training will carry them to victory.
My name is Jimmy Foltz, originally from Englewood, Ohio. It's just outside Dayton. Moved to Columbus, and that's where I currently live. I played college soccer, so I like it. I like a little bit of a challenge.
OHIO.
Hell yeah.
My name's Rob Dysert. Currently live in Dublin, Ohio, which is actually a suburb of Columbus, Ohio. Been diving for 5+ years now. I mean, the one thing about diving in Ohio compared to down here is up there we dive dry, so it's pretty cumbersome. We got a lot on us. We come down here, we're in a single tank, no dry suit. It's like easy. Is my dive buddy Jimmy going to beat me at the challenge? He possibly could. I mean, whether I have a good day or a bad day, or he has a good day or a bad day.
It's definitely gonna be me. My dive master number is actually one lower than his, so I got a little bit of an edge.
You don't want to be too confident, because if you're too confident, then things can crash down for you.
Jim and Beth, Team Pennsylvania. Beth learned to dive from Jim, a scuba instructor and shop owner. Will a teacher-student relationship be an asset or a detriment?
I've been diving for 4 years, 40 days, and about 12 hours. In 2005, I weighed 298 pounds. This right here, which has been on every single dive with me that I've ever done, was 75 pounds lost. And diving was my 100 pounds lost present to myself. I came here because I wanted to show that anybody can learn to dive and that it is the most wonderful sport that there is.
Your frog kick was beautiful.
I didn't stir up anything.
When I first met Jim, he was my instructor and my mentor. When you watch him teach, someone to dive, everything that he does is so deliberate and so slow and so beautiful under the water, and I really admired that.
Became an instructor with Patty in 1998, and have been doing this as a full-time job ever since.
It's really great to have the person that you care about right there with you beside you in the water. It adds a certain level of comfort, as I know that no matter what, my buddy's with me.
We know diving is wonderful. It's in our hearts. We have such passion for it.
We talk diving just about 24/7, except for, talking about the kids and school and stuff. It's pretty much almost every conversation in our house has something to do with the water, and that's okay with both of us.
Back on the surface, the next 4 teams prepare to enter the water. Let's see if they will encounter the same mistakes that plagued Team Texas and Team Palm Beach County.
A little nervous, but I think that's expected though. Any competition, you gotta feel a little nervous.
I've never been on a paddleboard before, so this is a new challenge for me.
Our strategy is just to make sure that we complete each of the challenges and we don't skip a challenge.
I've never been on a paddleboard. This will be a new experience for me.
Neither have I, but I think we can handle that.
Divers ready. On your mark, get set, and go. Put those paddleboards together, get them in the water, let's go. Come on, guys. So Rob and Jimmy are off. They're the first ones in the water. Uh-oh, look at the water. Jimmy lost his paddle, but now he seems to be on the board and doing really well. Beth is still struggling to get in the water, but she's about to get, now she looks like she's secure on her board, on her knees. Come on, Beth. And she's struggling a little bit. She's still here on the land. She hasn't even gotten into the water yet.
It was just like being in a kayak, only you were up a little higher. It just took me a little while to get the feel of it.
Uh-oh. Now they're first in the water. So Rob and Jimmy are already down in the water starting to grab their diving gear while Jim and Beth are still struggling to get out there.
Anytime that a dive starts off rocky, I just try to remember to take a moment and pause, remember my dive plan, and then just continue.
Arriving at the wrong station, the judge tries to give Jimmy heads up. His buddy Robert gets his attention as they recognize they've also started in the wrong spot. Now that Jim and Beth have on the correct gear, they can try and catch up with Team Ohio, who has made the exact same mistake of Team Texas. Rob Dysart takes charge for Team Ohio and finds the right starting point. Signaling the judge, Jimmy shows 5 and gets it right. Rob misses by 1 with a show of 4. Team Palm Beach County, Derek and Melinda make it to the second task. Each diver must hover inside of the square without touching any of the sides for 30 seconds. It looks like it may go well for them, until Team Texas arrives. Judges are looking for control, and perfecting this skill means there should be little to no movement. Cole takes a fin beating from above. This is not textbook execution. Team Pennsylvania. slow and steady but without mistake. They make no detours and find the correct station in the right order. Team Ohio fails to follow the rules and should not be hovering side by side in this task. One diver should be in the upper level and the other in the lower level, and neither should be holding the weights at the same time. Either way, buoyancy control is a fail. Demonstrating buoyancy without weight goes well for each of them, but they were not to do this individually. Jim, Team Pennsylvania, makes buoyancy control look easy. But they make their first mistake. In last-minute changes, the judges told the divers that they would not have to inflate the safety sausage, removing it from the challenge. However, Jim and Beth miss the memo and lose valuable time. Derek and Melinda find the next task, which is to transfer enough air from one bucket to another, sending the weighted bucket to the surface. In order to make a successful lift, divers must manage the air without covering the holes during the transfer. Clearly covering the holes, the judge will score 0 points for the divers. Moving on to the search field, divers are blindfolded to simulate blackout conditions. One will be the tender, while the other will be searching for hidden objects. Displacing air looks easy for Team Texas, but nope, he folds, losing everything. Team Texas heads to the search field, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better for them. It appears that they are put in a holding pattern while Derek is fixing to wrap up his buddy Melinda with the rope. still in the holding pattern, but removing the blindfolds. Slow, methodical Team Pennsylvania is still working with the safety sausage section that was removed as a required task. They check their list and finally move on. Team Ohio also clearly violates the rules by covering the holes with their finger, resulting in a successful lift. This too will cost them points. Meanwhile, back in the holding pattern, strategies for each challenge will play a role in who brings home ultimate victory, but so will each team's overall outlook.
I want to challenge myself. I want to test the skills that I think I have and put them through a true challenge.
We're here to do the best that we can do, show these other teams that they're going to have to step their game up to compete.
My strategy is mainly just not let anybody else in my head. I just want to make sure that I get this right because I'm confident in my abilities, and I'm sure I'll do well in this.
It's going to be interesting to see who's really out there planning these challenges and thinking about these challenges. And you need to bring more than just luck with it. You need to know some specialties. You need to plan your dive your plan. And no plan is a bad plan, and it's also second place.
We're a little nervous. We'll just keep on talking about the dive plan.
We plan our dive our plan, then we should be all right.
You know, I don't worry about everybody else. I think I need to focus on myself. There's a lot of divers here with a lot of experience. I think I bring a lot to the table.
On the next Ultimate Diver, Derek of Team Palm Beach County spins in circles, while Team Texas continues to lose air as they've been placed in a holding pattern.
We had to wait for the other team to do their whole 10-minute search before we could even begin.
Did the last-minute changes create confusion leading to failed dive plans, or are they just unprepared?
Definitely a little bit harder than I expected, but
Nothing seems to have worked so far. Stay tuned for the next Ultimate Diver as the final 6 teams see if they can endure poor visibility, increasing currents, and tide changes that could lead to even bigger failures.
This is a contest. There's only going to be one winner. I'm here to give it my all.
Will I be able to take Ed down? I'm going to do my best.
I did it before. I think I can be the ultimate diver again.
I have the skill, the knowledge, the drive, the determination. I am definitely going to win this year's Ultimate Diver Challenge.
I know for a fact I will be the ultimate diver.
I will win the Ultimate Diver Challenge.
Everybody here thinks they're the ultimate diver, but so do I. I mean, that's why I'm here, so I think I'm the ultimate diver.
But I think we all want to win. Ultimately, we all want to be Palm Beach County's ultimate diver.